Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Catholic Spotlight, and joining me today, Father Edmund Vargas of St. Michael Catholic Community in Calgary. Thanks, Father, for joining us.
Yes, I'm here to
Here,
answer some questions about anything on
uh,
church.
we're going to talk about incense, tell me what the biblical foundation is for the use of incense in Catholic churches.
Yeah, I think it goes back up to, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all the priests in the prophets. I think it's always like a burnt offering that is, sacrificed of animals and birds. They are burnt. And even in the temple in Jerusalem, that is the usual act of thanksgiving where they offer burnt offerings. So the idea of the smoke rising to the heavens is symbolic of our kind of allegiance and worship of the God who created us. It's like our response of our acknowledgement of God's jurisdiction over our lives. So
Mhm.
it is very biblical and, of course, very declaratively stated in the book of Psalms, wherein, burnt offerings, incense would rise up to God as an offering of the people. So
Okay.
many priests are doing it in the Old Testament as well as in the New Testament. Of course, we have remnants here, especially in the Eastern Rite. It's very common. They use a lot of incense. So,
hmm
yeah.
So tell me, why are some, incense used at some masses and not others?
Because we have, some medical restrictions, people who are allergic to the smoke. So, especially with the asthma and everything. And so people would have to be informed that at certain masses, like here at St. Michael's, we announce that the 11 o'clock and funerals, usually they have, unless otherwise the family requests that incense should not be used during a funeral, because the funeral is like a kind of an offering of the life and death of the loved one that is being prayed for during a funeral. And so the symbolic kind of optic of smoke rising to the rafters of the church is like very powerful symbolism of how we can offer our lives to our God. So
Yeah.
that's how they do it.
And
Although here in Calgary, maybe you might find out the Vietnamese church has a big uh, incense or a thurifer that goes from one end to the other. It's like Compostela
uh,
in Spain, wherein they have that big thurifer that goes back and forth, and it incenses the whole church. It's a massive one. I have seen that when I visited Compostela. So
yeah.
this is, of course, more in the tradition of burnt offerings in the Old Testament, and it is also mandated, of course, in the New Order of the Mass. So,
Hmm.
mhm.
So tell me,
Specifically, we bless with incense at the beginning, the altar, and then the sacrifice, the bread and wine during the offertory,
okay.
and during the consecration, they also uh, uh, incense the elevation of the two species. And of course, there is also the incensing of the people and also the priests who are doing the sacrifice, so to speak. So,
Yeah. What, and it's also during the adoration too, right? On
yeah,
Friday.
benediction. Yeah.
So,
So during the benediction, we incense the Blessed Sacrament as as acknowledgement of His Lordship and His presence, especially in the Blessed Eucharist. So,
mhm.
mhm. I
The
don't know, but
the actual incense,
yeah.
how do you decide what to use?
Nowadays, I see some that are supposed to be organic, so it's deprived, or shall we say, free of any kind of chemical adulteration. So it's a healthier choice. I'm not sure if it makes a difference
Yeah,
for those who are. Of course, a lot of people just don't like smoke, even the aroma or whatever. They don't want the thing. But yeah, but we say we do one mass with incense during the weekend,
yeah,
and the three others are without. So pick your choice, right?
yeah. But do you have, like, for yourself personally, do you have a preference of what kind of incense in terms of the aroma?
No, I mean, sometimes I can cough with the, when I have too much on my nostrils of, you can easily choke or feel uncomfortable about it. But the thing is, I find that the organic ones are better, less disturbing to your respiratory system, I suppose. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's in there, but
But what about the actual, like, smell? Like, do you the fragrance? Do you prefer something that's more like a rose than something else?
it can be done that way. You can, maybe adulterate it, but sometimes dried petals can be very, very aromatic. But the thing is, I think incense, as it is being used, is kind of almost neutral in terms of the smell. There's not much smell like a perfume. No, we don't do that.
Yeah. And
Although their story in Compostela is that when there are those camineros, those who walk for the Camino, after long days of walking, they really smell, right? You know what I mean? So the incense can neutralize, I think, the perspiration and whatever. I'm not sure about that, but I think the element of sacrifice, of offering something as a burnt offering, is powerfully symbolized by the incense. So
okay. And when you do the incense, you go to the four different spots on the altar, right?
oh, yeah, I go around the altar and then, incense the offerings of bread and wine. So there is a formula, there is a set of prayers that you do to as you go through this incensing of the at the various points of the mass. So,
Hmm.
so it's a good reminder of
Okay.
how ancient tradition
Yeah.
is combined with our current practice of the new order of the mass. So
And
yeah,
again, it's a choice of the priests at a certain church, right?
yeah,
So some per-
yeah. Because the thing is, we have incense anyway for benedictions and for funerals. So I mean, once one mass with incense doesn't hurt. People love it, but if they are not able to do it with incense, they can go to the other masses. And besides, our church is like with HVAC system, so it's
yeah,
air conditioned, and so the turnover of the airflow is faster than non
yeah,
air conditioned buildings. So, and we have a very high ceiling, and the distance from the pews are like, I don't know, maybe even up to 7 meters at least. So it's not really intrusive to the respiratory systems of people. So
yeah. Okay then. All right. Well, thanks, Father, for joining us today.
sorry for the inconvenience, but anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
incense is incense, so it's a good thing for worship, and it is allowed, recommended, and so it goes back, of course, the Old Testament tradition. So
yeah,
thank
exactly.
you for having me.
Okay, thanks, Father Edmund Vargas of St. Michael Catholic Community in Calgary. I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Catholic Spotlight. Thanks for joining us today.